Dual Vocational Education and Training. Cooperation is the capacity to create a benefit much greater than the sum of two separate efforts. When we talk about cooperation in dual vocational education and training, in short Dual VET, we mean vocational schools and companies being jointly responsible for apprentices' training. The apprentices alternate between a vocational school and a company, thereby learning and working environments are combined. Cooperation for Dual VET. Dual VET always entails cooperation between companies, vocational schools and education authorities. But this cooperation can be taken much further. Dual VET can also involve other, more intense and particular forms of cooperation that help to resolve companies' specific problems to the benefit of all actors involved. The following 7 case studies of Dual VET in Spain exemplify this. The approaches differ, as do the company's profiles and characteristics, but all examples share a common factor that is the key to their success. They take cooperation much further. 7 cases, 7 stories of success, 7 examples of particular cooperation. Bankia, large company, sector, banking. Bankia implemented the first Dual VET project in the financial sector in Spain. It complemented the existing vocational training in business administration and finance with additional content in order to meet the specific needs of the banking industry. In this particular case, the adapted training was implemented simultaneously in 2 regions with different VET regulations, Madrid and Valencia, and in 4 vocational schools. This required a major effort of cooperation between Bankia, the education authorities of the respective regions, and the vocational schools. I think Bankia encourages the cooperation between the 4 vocational schools with a lot of dialogue and a lot of shared work. We carry out the programs together, we meet regularly, discuss arguments, share joint actions and ideas. I think it's teamwork. ADECAT, SME Association, Sector, Turning. The companies belonging to this association were facing a shortage of qualified workers since there was no specific vocational training that fitted their specific needs. ADECAT therefore decided to promote the adaptation of an already existing vocational training to meet their specific needs. This was directly implemented as a Dual VET program. In this process, ADECAT acted as an umbrella organization representing the needs of its member companies and collaborating with the education authority and vocational school. The individual companies would not have been able to carry out this initiative without the association's leadership and coordination. There are interesting elements of cooperation in the ADECAT project. The initiative came from the association itself, which acts as an umbrella and takes into account the needs of the different members of the association. Our members are companies that vary in size but who shared the same need, which was to adapt an existing VET curriculum to improve the skill shortage in our sector. We're absolutely convinced that this is a successful project and there'll be a greater connection with more companies as soon as we start to see the results. Suez Water Spain, large company, sector, water management. Suez Spain identified the need for a specific vocational training for water management which so far did not exist in the water sector in Spain. Suez Spain therefore supported the development of a new vocational training that was implemented directly as a Dual VET program at a regional level. Therefore, Suez Spain collaborated with a vocational school and the Catalan Education Authority. Currently, Suez Spain is cooperating with the Ministry of Education and other companies in the sector that are also facing a shortage of young professionals in order to develop another vocational training at state level. We had a very clear reason for starting an initiative related to dual vocational education and training. There was a gap in the existing vocational training in our sector that we're trying to fill. I think that's our great value in this case. With consensus, collaboration and the active involvement of the authorities, we've been able to create a project in the private sector that's going to have an overall impact on society. Comexi, large company, sector, flexible packaging conversion. Comexi took the initiative and, together with other small companies from the same sector, a vocational school and the regional education authority, adapted the existing vocational training in order to better meet the specific needs of the flexible packaging industry. Since Comexi allowed other companies to use its technology centre as well, this centre developed into a learning environment for all apprentices from other companies taking part in the project. In the second year, apprentices alternate between 3 training sites: the company where they are apprentices, vocational school, and the Comexi facilities. We're carrying out something that's defined not just as dual training, but even triple training. What we're doing at our technology centre forms part of the training normally taught at the vocational school. We realise it's important. We value having a good collaboration with the vocational school that's involved in the dual training. Synthesis Project, Business Association of the Chemical Companies in Tarragona and Business Association of the Service Companies in Tarragona. In the chemical cluster in Tarragona, many different dual VET projects have already been carried out through cooperation between companies that compete commercially with one another. The driving force behind the cooperation is the conviction that, through dual VET, all companies will benefit from improving the level of skills in the sector. The Synthesis Project managed to combine the efforts of 2 business associations, AEQT and AEST, as well as 4 vocational schools and over 40 companies, with the aim of producing a roadmap to develop dual VET projects in the cluster over the next few years, which includes, for instance, new qualifications. To promote more dual vocational education and training among AEST members, I think the association needs to raise awareness so our companies understand what dual VET actually means, and to make sure they don't see it as a burden but as a challenge that brings lots of opportunities. The Synthesis Project has helped us to organise and channel all this information and to identify strategies of communication between the business sector and the educational sector. Siemens, large company, and AHK, German Chamber of Commerce. Siemens designed a program that adds a 3rd year to the common dual VET program for mechatronics, allowing students to obtain both a Spanish and a German dual VET certificate. Siemens also offered other companies in the sector the chance to get involved in the project and to take advantage of the classrooms and laboratories provided by Siemens. In the additional year, all apprentices, including those carrying out their apprenticeship at other companies, use the Siemens facilities for some of their training. Although Siemens started this project, the coordination of the German Chamber of Commerce was crucial in the further development of the collaboration, which is responsible for managing the project and making it grow. It's true that, as a large company with resources, we initiated this project and set out the path, but always in close cooperation with the other companies, regardless of their size. Having a common goal and collaborating with the German Chamber of Commerce has been very important. Volvo, large company, sector automobile. Volvo Car España is promoting among its dealerships, which are independent companies, a dual professional training project for the advanced technical cycle in automobiles in 3 different autonomous regions. Volvo participates in this project by providing training content related to the brand's corporate culture and technological skills. As the dealerships are independent firms, for the project to succeed, Volvo has to make sure they are involved and engaged, and it's supported by specialist advisors provided by the Fundación Bertelsmann. The challenge is the following. The apprentices, the new employees, everyone who's been receiving this training doesn't belong to Volvo Car España. At the end of the day, They're employees of a small company, which has a manager, has someone in charge of after-sales. Ultimately, they decide if they really want to hire an apprentice or not. They're the ones who decide what kind of apprentice they want. In short, the specific challenges that companies face in their vocational training can be resolved by initiating a dual VET project in cooperation with others. Taking cooperation further is beneficial for everyone and the key to success in dual VET.